information on the podcast. Yes, yes. Let's break it again. Let's do it. I think I'll be a little bit more careful this time around. What do you guys think? Anyway, all right. So, I want to show you my setup. You ready? You know, it's funny because I took these pictures this morning and I was like, wow, I could have waited and I could have just showed you when the shock mount was installed. But all right. So what you're looking at now is the view from basically if you were standing right where my camera is at my new setup. And what you're seeing here is, as you can see, the newly updated studio. So on the backdrop, of course, we have the Elgato memory foam. I say memory foam, soundproofing foam, excuse me, which I love. Don't you love the looks of that? Doesn't it just look great? And it really catches the light. Huge improvement, in my opinion. Of course, that's my office chair that I've had for many years. That's the one thing I basically didn't upgrade because I don't really need to right now, but I will. And of course, to the right is the digital frame. That's the Divum Pixu 64 digital frame. And then one of my new signs, that's the Pac-Man sign that I've loved this whole month. Of course, my crown from my kingly return to prominence. And, you know, Nutcracker that will be switched out. To my left, or to the left there is the Christmas setup, but that'll be gone. So that's obviously my boom arm with the microphone now right in front of me. So here's my 2-desk setup. In front of me, we've got my laptop desk that I've been using for about a decade, okay? And it rises or falls, like it has a height adjustment built in, like a hydraulic thing. As you can see, it is newly cleaned and newly readjusted. Now there's no more clutter. Basically, it's just my laptop, which is open right now so I can monitor the chats from you guys. And I got a keyboard and mouse there. And that controls my streaming and capture PC. I have my mug in which I pour my seltzer water, and then right in front of that is the Stream Deck. And that's pretty much it. Like, I actually have my cell phone right there next to it. And if you're wondering, what's that bottle? It's eye drops in case I need them. And that's my hand exerciser right here. So that's what's on my desk right now. No more clutter. You may have noticed there is no preamp anymore. The Scarlett 2i preamp was there for a decade. I don't need it anymore with this mic. There's no need for a preamp. So I got rid of it, and now there's way more extra space on the desk, which is excellent. Okay, pretty cool. That is the wrong keyboard. Here we go. So now what you're seeing, this is what it looks like, basically, you know, from the opposite perspective, like turned around. So as you can see, no more giant clutter, no more ginormous tripods. I got rid of them. Okay, it's 2 very small tripods now that I have. One has the Insta360 Link webcam on it, and then behind it, that's my new lighting setup. It's called Newer, name of the company, Newer. And it's a really good light that I can adjust on the fly. I can turn it on and off at the push of a button right here through my deck, which is awesome that I can do that. And, you know, we'll probably be using it for various different things over the next year, maybe different lighting systems and stuff like that. Pretty cool. So that is my streaming and capture PC. And as you can see, sitting on top of it is the Live Gamer Ultra 2 point, whatever it is. It's the external capture device. And you might say, well, what are all those cables? Well, because of my setup, those are the HDMI cables. They have to run across the floor. There's nothing I can do about it. I wanted an internal capture card. I couldn't get one. External, we have these HDMI cables running across my studio floor to the TV and back. So there's 3 cables. One is for the TV, one is for the PC, and one is for the PS5 Pro. All right, and so they're all running there to the back of the PC, as you can see. And then, of course, that is I only use 1 monitor now. I don't use the 2 monitors anymore. Yeah, I only use the 1, which is great. So it makes it actually easier. The reason I used to have the 2 monitor setup was for editing, but I just like having it all on 1 monitor now. It just makes it easier, in my opinion. It's less complicated, the better. So that's my old office chair, which I still have over there just for when I'm uploading and doing like the end of day work, you know, putting up the schedules and stuff. And as you might notice something, take a look at the PC. It's standing on a actual stand. It's on an actual four-wheel stand, so it is no longer sitting on the floor. It is there, and it has proper aeration, which my previous PC never had. My previous PC sat flat on the floor for a decade. Now the PCs will have aeration, and because they're on wheels, it's easy to move them around the room. So let's say I have something new I need to plug into the back of that thing. I can just wheel it out and look at the back, which is something I was never able to do with my previous PCs because I was a moron and I didn't have them on anything. Well, now I do. Okay, that's awesome. And then in the background there, that's my new blackout curtains, which I love, by the way, keeping it nice and dark in here. You know, no more overabundant light that you can't control because I have them on blinds. That's actually a small leather chair. That's the chair that I bought earlier this year. If you remember, I was going to do co-op gameplay with my wife, and it didn't really work out for various reasons. Will we try that again in 2025? We'll see. I'll let you know. You know, I'm actually very interested in maybe doing some of this next year. Games in mind that might work really well for that. And then to the far right there, that's my fan. I'm not using it currently. I have a ceiling fan now, so I use the ceiling fan every single day it's on, and it circulates the air in here, and it's really nice now that I have the ceiling fan. And that fan is really strong, so when it becomes spring, summer, I'll probably start using it to cool down the room. All right, continuing on. So this now is my gaming PC setup. This is on the other side of the room. All right, so you saw the capture streaming PC. Well, those wires are running across the floor of my studio, and they go right here. So they're going right into the various devices. One goes to the TV, one goes to the PS5 Pro, one is going to the gaming PC. And then there's a couple USB cables and things there. For example, the wireless adapter for my keyboard and mouse are down there. There's a couple cables on the grower. Like one of the cables there is the PS5 controller cable, stuff like that. But as you can see, that PC as well is also now on a rolling stand, so I can maneuver that PC around however I need to very easily. As you can see, it now has a uninterrupted power supply. If the power goes out, we don't lose, power on the PC. And it's already come into play. Because when I bought these, people were like, oh, you fool, you don't need those. What a ripoff. You ripped yourself off. No lie. That week that I bought them, the power went out. And I was able to properly shut down both PCs because I had the UPS devices. If I didn't have them, they would have just turned right off and screwed everything up. So, yeah. Okay, so good stuff, as you can see. So there's the gaming PC with the UPS. And then as you can see on my entertainment center, all I've got, this is it. This is what you see is what you get. It's the PS5 Pro on the bottom, 3 controllers, 2 of which are PS5 and one of which is actually Xbox Series X, but could also work with the PC. And then above it is the Wii. Why do I still have the Wii out? Because I just didn't put it in the closet. Like, I'm probably never going to use it again, but it's there just in case I ever want to use it. And of course, that bag you see to the left of the TV, that's sitting on top of the entertainment center, that's actually the charging station and dock for my controller. Every day I just put it in there to charge after the stream. And then afterwards I take it out and I use it. It's a really awesome thing. It's basically the accessories kit. It's also the charging dock and station. It's really, really useful. Okay. Okay. So that is the gaming setup. So now what you're seeing is basically me sitting here looking at the TV. This is what it looks like. So this is my gaming desk that I can now roll around and move. And as you can see, there is the wireless keyboard and mouse, super high-end Logitech devices, the light speed technology. What is that? It is the new wireless technology, 1 millisecond latency. So it's essentially the same speed as if it were wired. That's how good this new technology is, and I can attest to it. I've been playing, Call of Duty and Marvel Rivals. There is no delay. It is incredibly great, okay? So that's my, as you can see on the desk here, we've got sunglasses, we've got an extra wrist rest I don't need. That's actually the gunner glasses there. And then we've got these new cloud memory foam rests for my wrists. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep these or not. I'm thinking about it. They're all right, but they're not amazing or anything. I may try to get a better one. Also, what you're seeing in the background there, as I said, Jasper was on my ottoman. The ottoman is to the right there, and that is a storage ottoman. Inside is all my old game joysticks that I don't use anymore. But that is my PS5 Pro controller that's currently, in use. And then next to it is another wrist rest. One for the mouse, one for the keyboard. I used that for like a day, and then I got this cloud one. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best situation, what's the best one. So that's what it looks like for me when I'm about to game. Like, I'm just looking across the room right here at my TV. That's my perspective. Okay. Now, this is what it looks like sitting here and looking directly across my studio. All right. Like right now, this is my perspective looking at you guys and talking with you. So right in front of me is my keyboard and mouse to control the streaming PC. There's my mug. There's my stream deck. There's the water that I'm putting into the mug to drink. There's my laptop. And you can see there's the webcam and the light. So basically, I just look right at the webcam as I'm doing my stream. Okay. And that's how I can see the streaming PC is off to the left. And that's how I monitor that. This is my setup. So I'm sitting here. If I look to the right, this is what I see. And if I look to the left, this is what I see. So yeah, it's a pretty crazy setup. Right? No, I'm seeing people are like, I can't see. You have to understand there's a difference of perspective between a camera and a human with 2 eyeballs. I can see everything fine. The TV is large. Like, the TV is a huge part of my vision when I'm playing games. I don't need a bigger TV. Same thing over here to the left. The streaming, monitor is quite large. It's not small to me or anything. To you, it may look small, but it's really not. To me, it's actually quite large. Okay. If a Cowboy fan is wondering what happened to my PS4 and PS5, PS5 is downstairs. My wife is using it. She has my Xbox Series X and my PS5. Those are now in the living room, so she can game on them and swap between them whenever she needs to. We also used it to watch some Blu-rays over the holidays. And PS4 is still sitting in my closet. The PS4 Pro has been in there for a while. I'll probably eventually get rid of it or trade it in or do something with it, but I've done nothing with it yet. That's actually a good question. AMS says, where's the Switch? The Switch is behind the TV. You cannot see it in this picture, but it's literally sitting behind the TV in its charging dock right there, along with the Pro controller in that Hori pad that I had for it. They're all sitting behind the TV. Cracker Jacks asks, where do you see comments? Right here, the laptop screen. See the laptop right there? I hadn't logged into it yet, but that's the laptop. That's where I'm literally talking to you guys right now. I've got my laptop layout is very unique. I've basically messed with it over the years to make it perfect. I didn't take a picture of it. Maybe I should have. So here's what my laptop looks like. Okay. Upper left-hand corner is the leaderboard, or not the leaderboard. It's the tracker for YouTube contributions. So if you did a super chat or a membership or a gifted membership, it shows up in this tracker so that I can see and shout it out. Lower left-hand corner of my screen is literally the email address where PayPal tips come in. If you tip me, your message pops up in my email and I read it live. And that's how I add my PayPal tips to the stream. Middle of my screen is the YouTube chat that I read and monitor. And then on the right side of my screen is the Kick chat that I read and monitor. So pretty cool. Any other questions before we move on to the next segment? Because guess what? The shock mount arrived and I got to go get it and we're going to hook it up. But any other questions? Can you get my old mic? Absolutely not. I'm absolutely saving that old mic as a backup. Just in case something were to happen to this, I know how to hook that up easily back into the Focusrite 2i or Scarlett 2i preamp, and I can use it as a backup if something goes wrong with this one. So no, you're not getting my old mic. I need it just in case. Poking myself with this cursor, like it's poking me off the screen. Yeah, I have one of the most complicated, busy setups of anyone. Keep in mind, most people just operate from one desk, one computer desk. They literally just have a computer monitor in front of them, a camera, and one light, and they're done. Me, I mean, my room is incredibly complicated. I've got everything. I've got the PS5 Pro. I've got a high-end gaming PC. I got a separate streaming capture PC. I've got all this equipment around me to monitor and do all this stuff. It's very different than most people's setup, and always has been. My setup has always been completely different from the norm. How do I like the Hori pad for the Switch? The buttons are great and responsive. The thumbsticks are great. The D-pad is not very good. That's the problem with the Switch controllers. None of the D-pads are very good, and that sucks if you want to play a retro game and the D-pad is terrible. That's kind of a problem, right? Yeah, Charles says, I feel like there's nothing left for you to upgrade. Pretty much, the only thing that I could upgrade is my chair or the TV, and I'm not looking to upgrade either. I think they're both fine. The TV's only 2 years old. It's going to last me several more years. The chair is fine. If it breaks, I'll just order another one, but I'm okay with it. Like, I don't think there's anything else to really upgrade. DLC Sound System says, it looks like with your keyboard and mouse setup, it would be hard to reach. That's because it's not in position. It's off to the side. Remember, it rolls. So all I do is I turn and I roll it in front of me, and now it's literally right here, and I'm good. It's not hard to, I'm not going like this to try to use it. I'm rolling it in front of me to play with keyboard and mouse. So. Like a spaceship, exactly. I'm like, on the Starship Enterprise, I have rolling consoles and desks around me that I can now utilize for my setup. Keep in mind, I have no wires here. There's no wires to my left. There's no wires to my right. This is all new to me. For the last decade, I have felt so confined in this room, like I'm surrounded and wrapped around and caught in cables and stuff. Like, no exaggeration, I felt like I was trapped in this, where I was, and like it was hard to even move. You know? Now, I actually have this freedom to move around and do the things I want to do. I rewired everything behind me now, so now everything plugs into the wall behind me nicely and neatly. There's no, I used to have like a power squid running across the floor. So I rewired everything. So everything is nice where it should be, and I have freedom to move, which is excellent. Carter Dijon says, what about simplifying, having everything on one desk? To be frank with you, I don't think it's ever going to be possible. How can I have a keyboard and mouse to control this PC, but a keyboard and mouse to play gaming on that PC all on one desk? Have you ever seen a desk with 2 different keyboard and mice? There's no room. You know, I have to have kind of a dual setup. If anything, the one thing maybe would be, instead of having the 2 desks here, I get one nice big desk. Maybe I could get like a rounded desk, something like that, like surrounds me, like a rounded desk, and I could have one set up here, one set up here, and all I got to do is kind of spin. But I didn't really look into that. Jasper's going in the closet and climbing around again, making noise. Why is my monitor so far away from me? What monitor? Do you mean the computer monitor over there? Because that's where the desk is. The desk can't come any closer. It wouldn't fit. Essentially, the real issue, I don't live in a super ritzy, high-end, expensive home. I live in a good home, but this room is confined. It's a small bedroom. My studio is a small bedroom. So I have to work with the bedroom, and I have to work with the space and everything here. Like I was told, the modem absolutely needs to be on the left-hand side because that's where the wire's coming into this bedroom. If I were to run it over there, the signal would be degraded, and it doesn't make sense. The modem has to be over there. So then, well, then the computer desk had to be over there. Then the computer desk goes there, and then everything kind of built up from there of where it all needed to be. Monitor that I play the games on, that's over there on the entertainment center because it had to fit there. Like that was the place where everything was fitting, you know. That's what I mean. It's really the confines of the room. If this were you know, an office building, and this was a completely blank slate, empty room with a ton of space, definitely the layout would be different. But it's a residential home. It's, you know, it's me working out of a bedroom, you know? Okay, well, that's the situation here.